students. Today we are going to conclude the last and very small part of the measurement of national income. The topic is being taught by the three methods of measurement of income. One is value added method, another one is income method, and the third one is expenditure method. Today I will be reconciling all the three methods of measurement of national income. While using value added method, first of all we estimate gross value of output. That is to be estimated by multiplying the quantity by the prices of that year. That is Q into P. If quantity and prices are not given, you might be given the sales. So add change in stock to the sales to get gross value of output at market price. If the domestic sales are given, we will be adding the exports of sales, exports also, because the goods which are exported, they are also the part of our domestic sales. If the value of export is given, then you have to do that. If the value of exports is not given, only domestic sales are given, then thinking that they are the total sales, we will be adding in gross value of output with change in stock. After calculating gross value of output of all the three sectors, primary, secondary and tertiary sectors, we will be deducting the value of intermediate consumption or intermediate cost, or what we call as IC, of all the three sectors from GVO at MP to get GVA at MP. Then the three steps you all know: deduct the value of depreciation to make it NVA at MP, then NIT, deduct NIT to make it NVA at FC, which is also known as domestic income, then add the value of NFIA to make it national income. In second method, that is income method, we will be calculating NDP at FC first, that is domestic income. In domestic income, I taught you the three components of domestic income. One is compensation of employees, number two operating surplus, and third one is mixed income of self-employed. In case of compensation of employees, we added wages and salaries paid in cash and in kind. This type of income is also known as income from work, because one person works for the other and other makes payment in exchange of the services rendered. The second component of NDP at APSI is operating surplus. Operating surplus includes rent, interest and profit. That is, it is again classified into two parts: income from property and income from entrepreneurship. Income from property includes rent, interest and royalty, and profit is the reward of an entrepreneur. All these are added together to make it operating surplus. Sometimes the parts of profit are given, so we will be adding the values of dividend, undistributed profit and corporation tax to calculate the value of profit. Then it is to be added to the operating surplus. And if mixed income is given, then it will be added to operating surplus and compensation of employees to get domestic income. If it is not given, then let it be a zero. After calculating domestic income, we will be adding the value of net factor income from abroad to get NNP at FC. Only one step is left after estimating this. Now, in case of expenditure method, we read the four components: private final consumption expenditure, gross government final consumption expenditure, private final consumption expenditure, gross domestic capital formation and net exports. All these components added together make us the value of gross domestic product at market price. Sometimes the private final consumption expenditure can be written as C, this one as G, and this domestic formation as I, and net exports as X minus M in some of the books. Here, if we want to find out these expenditure, I want to take you to the first part of this unit, and that was the circular flow of income. In case of circular flow of income, we learned that the circular flow is only in two sectors economy, that was producer sector and the household sector. But that was taught only in two sectors because it is only a part of your syllabus. Actually, there are four sectors in the economy. One is households, another one is producer sector, third one is government sector, and fourth one is rest of the world sector. The all the four sectors, they incur expenditure, and the final expenditure of all these four sectors added together gives us the value of GDP, that is gross domestic product at market price, and that is what we do in expenditure method. After estimating the GDP, we will be again following three steps as we did in value added method. Deduct the value of depreciation to get NDP at MP, then deduct NIT to get domestic income, and add the value of net factor income from abroad to get NNP at FC. The most important and difficult problem which you can find in estimating national income in these three methods is that in case of value added, you may find difficulty in estimating the gross value of output, as you may get confused in estimating sales, whether the quantity into price is to be made, or total sales are given, or domestic sales are given, or we have to add the value of exports or not. Second important difficulty you may face here is to estimate intermediate cost. As in one numerical, I gave you the value of cost of machinery, and some of the students added the cost of machinery in case of value of intermediate consumption. It should not be added because machinery is our final product. Only the cost of the intermediate goods is to be added, like cost of raw material. In case of income method, there is only one difficulty you may find in calculating compensation of employees. As in one numerical, we face the problem that the compensation made by the insurance company to the injured worker, whether it should be added in COE or not. Certainly not, because this compensation is made by the insurance company, not by the employer. Any employer that makes the compensation to any of the employees, that means the compensation other than the employer paid by any other agency or organization, that will not be a part of our compensation of employees. Only the part which is paid by the employer will be added in COE. In case of operating surplus, we can only find the difficulty in estimating profit, that is adding the three parts, value of dividend, undistributed profit, and corporation tax. If the value of profit is given, then we have to ignore the values of dividend, undistributed profit, and corporation tax. So this is the only small difficulties you will find in estimating the national income in the numericals through income method. In case of expenditure method, very silly mistakes which is usually done by the students is in estimating gross domestic capital formation. Sometimes the value of net domestic capital formation is given, so don't consider it as a component of GDP. First of all, add depreciation to make it gross, because GDCF is our component, not NDCF. So net domestic capital formation plus depreciation plus private final consumption expenditure plus government final consumption expenditure and plus net exports will give us GDP. One more thing you have to keep in mind, that GDCF includes two investments. One is fixed investment, another is inventory investment. Here sometimes gross domestic fixed capital formation is given. In that case, you will be adding change in stock in it to make it GDCF. If fixed word is not given, that means GDCF is given, gross domestic capital formation is given. It means that the change in stock is already added in it. So this is the only mistake you may find in estimating GDP by this method. Other three steps are same as they were in this. One more thing you must remember, that when you will be calculating national income by all the three methods, we will be finding that the answer comes out of all the three methods will be same, as there are three phases like production, income, and expenditure. Now let's solve one numerical related to these methods in which all the three methods are used, and we'll find that the answer from all the three methods will be the same. Here is the example to reconcile three methods of measuring national income. Particulars are given here. We will be using all the three methods to estimate national income, and let's see whether the answer is same or not. First of all, we'll be doing the value added method. Find out the components from the particulars which are used in value added method. We'll be needing gross value of output and intermediate cost. Here the gross value, the value of output of primary sector and other sectors is given as 1000 plus 400. It is 1400, and intermediate cost is raw material purchased by primary sector and other sectors is 500 plus 300. So GDP at AMP by value added method comes out to be rupees 600 crores. Now national income will be GDP at AMP by applying our formula minus depreciation minus NIT plus NFIA. We get rupees 460 crores after putting up the values. Like 600 we had GDP at AMP. Minus depreciation value is given as 55 crores, and then subtracting the value of NIT, IT is given as 100, subsidy is 20, so NIT will be 100 minus 20, 80 crores. Then subtract this NIT and adding the value of NFIA. NFIA is given as factor income received is 10 crores and paid is 15 crores. So the NFIA's value is minus 5 crores. So after putting up all these values, we get rupees 460 crores as national income by value added method. Taking the another method of calculating national income, first of all in income method we calculate NDP at FC, that is domestic income. We have the components COE plus OS plus MISC. You will have to write the formula in all the questions if the numerical is to be solved. So don't go further without putting up the formula first. It will be your first step to solve the numerical. This COE's value is given as 170 crores, and then calculate operating surplus. Operating surplus we have rent, interest and profit, that is 30 plus 25 plus 200. It is written here. Then mixed income of self-employed, it is given as 200 crores. Adding all these we get NDP at FC, that is domestic income, as 465 crores. Then the next step is national income. We have to add only NFIA, which is calculated as minus 5. That is 465 plus minus 5. Again we get rupees 460 crores, which is the same value as we calculated national income by value added method. Now let's take the third method, that is expenditure method. In case of expenditure method, GDP at MP is calculated first. We will be adding all the components of expenditure: private final consumption expenditure, government final consumption expenditure, gross domestic capital formation and net exports. Here I have written the abbreviations. So when you will be appearing in the exams, don't write these abbreviations. Please write the full form of all these. Otherwise you may lose marks. For practice, it's okay. You can use these abbreviations for your practice in your copy. But in examination, you will be writing the full form of all these. Private final consumption expenditures value is given as 200. Then government final consumption expenditure is given as 300. Then exports minus imports, that is 80 minus 30 we have taken here. Now this portion, gross domestic capital formation, we have gross domestic fixed capital formation. That means the word fixed is given here, so we will be adding change in stock to gross domestic fixed capital formation to make it GDCF. So 40 plus 10. Now adding and subtracting all these values according to our formula, we get 200 plus 300 plus 50 plus again 50, we get rupees 600 crores. It is GDP at MP by expenditure method. Now you can match here GDP at MP by value added method. It is same. Now after this we will be calculating national income NNP at FC by taking the same steps as we did in value added method. Minus DEP minus NIT plus NFIA. 600 minus 55 minus 80 as NIT we had calculated, minus 5 NFIA as we have calculated here. So we will again get rupees 460 crores by expenditure method also. Now what we observed here is that national income calculated by all the three methods is same 460 crores. So production is always equal to income equal to expenditure. Again we have the phases of circular flow, that is production creates utility and that when production is made, income is generated. Income is generated in the form of rent, interest, profit and wages, and what we do with this income, we spend And when we are spending, that means it is our expenditure. Demand is being created. When demand is being created, again the flow will go on for the production, and this flow will go on repeatedly forever. Means production, income and expenditure all are the same. So I think you might have understood the whole concept of measurement of national income as well as the national income in related aggregate. Still, if you have any doubts, you are welcome to call me. Thank you very much.